Hey everybody, I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot.
You know, I have to say that I love every time we guest on people and we do that. They're like, whoa, you just went there. Everybody has said that.
Every time I'm like, I'm sorry, it's just what we do.
And kind of, I don't know, it's really funny.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Because I just can't resist. They're like, introduce yourselves. Well, this is how we start our show, so we're just going to stick with it.
And I've noticed that for every single time. Like, it's really funny.
And season 2, we bring to you our very own Witches Talking Tarot.
Mugs.
They're tarot mugs. Maddie's is nicer. I always work better on something for somebody else.
We're just going to pause here for a moment so that we can get the thing for YouTube.
Yeah.
What's it called?
The picture capture or whatever.
Right. Actually, I see people do that when they make their YouTube videos all the time.
Yep. As long as my computer's working for me, it works out well.
I do love mine. It is the Three of Swords, not the most positive of cards, but it is one of my favorites. Yeah. It's my favorite one to say, who is he or who is she?
Well, and of my tarot card mugs that I've painted so far, it's my favorite. I mean, the lines of the swords are just like pretty clean. The heart's pretty clean. I like it.
And it's like such a I mean, it's not really a simple card, but I mean, hey, you don't have to know tarot to know that meaning.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Just like Two of Pentacles. Easy to see the meaning. It's balance. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, an easy thing to paint. So curved surface mug, they're going to be easy tarot cards.
Oh, I
did a death one. That was fun. I liked it.
It was fun. I want the full. I'm waiting for the full. I love the full.
That one's going to be hard to paint. But I gotta, it's the curved surface, man. It just it throws me off. And it's slick. And canvases aren't slick. And it's a very different medium to work with.
Well, and I wonder if you could use something else, like, to represent the fool, like somebody doing something foolish, like crashing their car at Taco Bell on the way home from Pig and Pride.
Right. I didn't come home until 8:30 that night.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, we went late for the first time ever.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because the fire thrower came and the guy with the guitar.
I can't believe I missed that. I'm so pissed.
It was pretty bad. Like, and this girl, she wanted to do karaoke because she was apparently supposed to sing at Springfield Pagan Pride last year, but she had to cancel because she got sick a couple weeks before, and so they were like, you might still be sick, and you know, all the stuff. So she couldn't. So because we had an open mic this year, she was like, I'm gonna go sing these songs, and she did. And I have never enjoyed My Heart Will Go On more than I did.
How did I miss that? I love My Heart Will Go On.
And I don't. And she just fucking rocked that shit. I was like, go girl! And I'm like hoarse at this point because it's the end of the day. And I'm like, sing it, girl! But like, I don't even know if she could hear me because I was so hoarse.
So upset because it's like, damn, I would have sang karaoke too. Like,
no, we're gonna do it next year.
We're
doing it next year. Like, I guess that doesn't matter.
It's just so funny to me that you say My Heart Will Go On, because when I think karaoke, that is definitely one of them that I think
like,
of.
I didn't know the first song that she did, but my mom knew it, and she said what it was, but I don't remember anymore. And then she did My Heart Will Go On, and then she did some, like, witchy song that sounded like it must have come straight out of, like, the Wicked musical. Mm-hmm. It was a good song.
Was it called Defying Gravity?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but it was about, like, being thought of as evil or something.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it had nothing to do with being witches, but she equated it to that because she was like, I'm going to sing this now.
You know
It was cool. It was cool. We're going to do it again next year.
Next time, I'm going to sing Tequila. That would be
so
fun.
That would be fun.
I think so.
That would be fun. So you guys have been here for like almost 5 minutes now, and you're still not knowing what season 2 premiere episode is. So today we are bringing you Bigfoot because you got to put your best foot forward. Yep, I'll be here all week, guys. Really, we have another one for you on Thursday.
I know, we're back. So this is a double
Season
feature.
2 is a beast.
Right?
Get it?
So we're starting out with a
sorry guys, I'm like
double creature feature.
Yes. Double creature feature, just like the 70s drive-ins.
Damn, we need a really good photo editor to like make us look like we're doing like a fancy, a poster for a double feature. Like, so if you're a good photo editor and want to work for free, check us out.
There you go.
Add it to your portfolio.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So when I think of Bigfoot, in all seriousness, my go-to is always Harry and the fucking Hendersons, because I love Bigfoot, and I like the concept that Bigfoot is more than likely a vegetarian or vegan at one with the forest.
The size of big. Okay, so like I think it depends on region. So my thing about Bigfoot, because I listen to a lot of Bigfoot encounter stuff, and I love Les Stroud's Bigfoot show.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. So I listen to a lot of it, and like I've noticed that there's lots of different aspects of Bigfoot regionally, which leads me to believe, like, because some of them are described as being much more like lanky and skinny, whereas some are like much more stout. And I think the more stout ones definitely eat deer and fish, and the lankier ones probably lead a more vegetative diet. Maybe they're not complete herbivores, but they're almost herbivores.
Would you
know
say
what
they're
I mean?
hunter-gatherers then? Are we we're hunter-gatherers.
I mean, we were. Now we're farmers.
Oh, that's right. We are farmers now.
Yeah,
How the fuck did I forget that? We live in the Midwest. Just look out the window.
No, but I don't know. I think I like the idea of Harry and the Hendersons Bigfoot.
He's
However,
nice.
I would hate to walk up on Bigfoot and be like, "What's up, buddy?" and die that way. So like I'm definitely of the mind, like, okay, so right before we went on recording break for maternity leave between seasons 1 and 2, Corey and I went out into the woods and did a 3-day camping trip for midsummer, and it was glorious. And we were in the Mark Twain National Forest, which is definitely one of the areas that Bigfoot sightings happen in our state. So we were in bear territory, and we actually had a bear come up on us, but we were also in Bigfoot territory. And so like knowing I was in Bigfoot territory, my like uber like spiritual side, because like as much as I think Bigfoot is a natural being, I also believe Bigfoot exists in the realm of fairies and
Absolutely.
Loch Ness, the Lady of Loch Ness, where he's able to pass through into the 4th dimension. Maybe through his subterranean caves.
In and out.
Yeah, exactly. I believe he can pass in and out 100%.
Maybe he's a type of earth spirit.
Maybe.
Or a fucking face of Coronos.
Yeah, okay.
Or a face of Pan.
But from that same standpoint, because I am very much like a realist in the things that I believe, like I totally think that like Bigfoot is going to have that duality of creature where, yes, he's gentle to the rabbit who is caught somewhere and he's not wanting to eat, but he's threatened, or when you have offended his senses, he's a big powerful creature and he will fuck you up. And he can fuck you up. Just like, I mean, the goddesses and gods, when we talk about them, we talk about how they have those aspects of humanity of being like both good and bad. And I feel that whereas Bigfoot is not like humanity, I do feel like Bigfoot or Sasquatch or a Yeti, it is the duality of situational behavior. Like it's going to react depending. If you're a threat, it's going to react one way because it can. It's not simply gentle, but it can be gentle.
Like an elephant.
Yes!
It's so close to...
I love elephants, guys.
It's so close to being a human, yet it's humanoid, but being a Homo sapien, yet not entirely there.
Yeah, totally.
So, which is where we had discussed, I personally think Bigfoot is probably a, whatever time period it is that the Homo sapiens and the Neanderthals and all that crap were around. I personally...
Long time ago.
I want to say polytheistic period, but I think that is wrong.
Way before.
Oh, is it? What is polytheism?
Polytheism would be when people... Polytheism is celebrating multiple gods. Honoring multiple gods. Polytheistic.
Did I mean paleo?
Yes, I think you did.
I meant, okay,
yeah.
paleo.
Because I was like, I fucking don't know what, like...
Paleo history.
I
don't know.
love history, but like,
time ago.
there comes a point where I don't know anymore.
Yeah, well, I love history, not science. Because at some point it becomes science.
Yeah, I like them both, but like, not that in depth.
Anyway,
I don't know, man.
The closest,
but like, yeah, way back when we were still living on the plains, we hadn't eaten the mushrooms yet, we didn't have our brains yet. We was just, we
right.
was animals.
Well, the Homo
with other
sapiens
animals.
were rising up, and they were
we were becoming top animals.
Yep, and killing all the other like Homo Neanderthal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We're Homo sapiens. So there was hominid. Wait.
Homo erectus.
You know what?
Was,
I'm gonna sound dumb.
You know
I can't
what?
Keep talking.
I think it's one of the really old humans that's kind of monkey-ish.
That that were a target for Homo sapiens when we were trying to be the top breed.
Yes.
And they went bye into wherever to hide from us.
A cave, which
subterranean, Hollow Earth. Yep. Because like one of the arguments, like you mentioned when we were talking offline, is like, where are the skeletons? But I've heard multiple different things where it's very possible that Bigfoot lives in subterranean cave systems, and that's why like you can see them and then they disappear because they have an opening to their underground world that we don't know exists. So to us, they just disappeared into thin air. Or maybe it's the fourth dimension where they use the veil to pass into Hollow Earth. Holy shit. They use the veil to pass into Hollow Earth. That's my new one. I like that. I like that best.
What about the theory that Bigfoot is in fact an alien?
Because there are a lot of people that when they have Bigfoot sightings, there are UFO-like lights around. They report UFO-like lights and sounds when they see Bigfoot. I've heard of that a lot in sightings. I've heard of a lot of people who say, they specifically say, I didn't see any of those things like I've heard other people say. So maybe it's like both things. Maybe Bigfoot is hairy predator.
No. Oh my god. Okay, so speaking of hairy predator, aka Bigfoot killing people, listen to this shit. I can't believe I forgot to mention this to you. I told you about it forever ago. I said I wanted to mention it on our Bigfoot episode. This fucking mother... Okay. This girl, I think this was in the 80s or the 90s. Maybe it was the early 2000s. I don't know. She was chatting or talking with this older guy who was like 41. And I think she was like 14 or 15. I don't know. She either just started. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so she skipped school to go hang out with this guy. And they go to the park. And when I say park, I mean a national park, right? He comes back and she's gone. First of all, her parents knew she was talking to this guy and allowed it to happen.
Parents, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So he comes back and they're like, where is she? Where is she? And she said, or he said, oh, well, Bigfoot killed her. He said that they saw a sighting of Bigfoot. Yes. Okay. They saw a sighting of Bigfoot. And he was like, oh my god, we gotta get out of here. That's so scary. She goes, no, I want to see him. I love Bigfoot, Harry and the Hendersons.
See why I said that?
So she goes after Bigfoot. Bigfoot turns around, attacks her, and carries her off. And then she just...
See, I told you guys, that's not how I want to die.
And, yeah, he got arrested.
Yep.
He got charged. And he's still in jail for murder because it's probable he was the one that murdered her, but who the fuck just thinks to themselves, I'm gonna blame Bigfoot? Well, I wonder if that's like off the top of his head.
Like, okay, I'm not defending this guy, okay? So if you're a family member of this girl, please don't misunderstand. We do a lot of conjecture on this show. It's part of the discussion piece. So if you're a family member, I do not mean to offend. It's not. This is why we're not a true crime show. Because otherwise we'd offend you a lot. Anywho, so what if it was Bigfoot? I mean, I literally at the beginning of this episode, you brought up Harry and the Hendersons, and I said I can't think of him that way because I don't want to be like, hey, what's up, dude? And then I die. But that's exactly what happened to that girl. Like, according to the guy who probably did kill her, but what if Bigfoot really... Because, like, look, I've heard so many different stories, like Bigfoot just being, like, inquisitive. Like, oh my God, I heard the coolest story. Okay, so have you heard about, like, the thing where, like, Bigfoot's eyes, like, hypnotize people?
No.
Okay.
I don't mean to give you a dirty look. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, no, so apparently, I totally forgot. Like, it's apparently, like, a thing, and this guy was like, he didn't believe it was a thing, like, that Bigfoot could hypnotize you with his eyes, but, like, he'd had multiple Bigfoot encounters, and this particular Bigfoot encounter, he was, like, super close to Bigfoot, like, not as close as you and I are, but, like, end of table to end of table, right? And he said he stared into Bigfoot's eyes and he saw himself through the creature's eyes. Like, he looked into Bigfoot's eyes and he was mesmerized.
I looked into the TARDIS and the TARDIS looked into me. Yeah,
like, he was mesmerized. And he was stuck and he couldn't look away. And then he saw the way, like, he saw himself as if he was the Bigfoot. He saw himself through the Bigfoot's eyes, and he could, like, read, like, what the Bigfoot was thinking, and it was, like, just curious about him and looking at him all inquisitively. Like, is that not some crazy shit? And apparently, like, that's a thing. Like, the hypnotic thing. Not necessarily the seeing himself through Bigfoot's eyes, but the being hypnotized by locking eyes. Like, apparently in Native American cultures, or I'm sorry, indigenous cultures, like, one of their Bigfoot legend things is you don't make eye contact because, like, they'll take you over.
Well, maybe it's like a fight or flight thing. You know what I mean?
Right, if you don't lock eyes, you won't get too scared and you can, like,
run away. But if you
instead
do
of
lock
getting
eyes, you
frozen.
get terrified, so you get frozen in the yeah.
I don't know. If I locked eyes with Bigfoot, I would be frozen in wonderment, honestly. Like, it wouldn't be so much fear. It would be like...
Look, I've seen King Kong one too many times.
I'm sorry about the Fran Drescher, Lois Griffin laugh, guys. I apologize.
In all seriousness.
Anyway, yeah. No, but, like, I would be mesmerized. I want to see Bigfoot. Like, I truly believe
on our
husband
thinks
camping,
he saw Bigfoot.
I feel like he was watching us on our camping trip. Like, when we docked for the first night, I, like, went over to the woods while my husband was doing something, and I was supposed to be gathering
like,
firewood.
Hey buddy, I know you're there.
I was like, thank you so much for letting us be in your forest. We appreciate the hospitality kind of shit. You know, thank you. We'll be good. We'll clean up after ourselves. We'll leave it better than we found it kind of thing. And, like, I know I told you in the plant episode that I feel the plants being aware of me. Mm-hmm. And I felt that, but I felt like something more. Like, I felt like something more being aware of me. As if, like, Bigfoot standing on the other side of the veil going, all right, bitch.
You know, and maybe you weren't necessarily talking to Bigfoot, but all the nature spirits?
Right.
Okay.
And I was. But I knew I was in Bigfoot territory, so I was like, I'm going to cover my X, Y, P's, and Q's and everything. Because Bigfoot territory, bear country, I want the forest on my side.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure.
Well, because, I mean, the second night a bear came up on our camp. Like,
was it a black bear?
Yes, and it was a lot bigger than
We only
Corey.
have black bears.
Yeah, it was, yeah, we do. And it was a lot bigger than Corey led me to believe originally. It was large enough that he saw its back up over where the tent has screen when he was sitting up. So, and the ground was sloped, so it was like that bear's back was about this high off the ground.
What are bears mean? They
Well,
look soft.
and again, nature spirits, thank them when you're in nature, because I truly feel like me being all, like, crunchy as fuck helped us in that situation, because, like, when he went to chase the bear off, because he lied to me and he said he didn't see anything, but apparently he totally saw a bear and was chasing it off, and that's what all that was. But like the bear like stomped and like kind of grunted before turning around and walking away, like he wanted to do some shit, but he was being held back by something. I choose to believe it was the nature spirits being like, whoa, they're cool, man. You gotta be cool with them. Like, they're cool people.
That scares the fuck out of me. I actually just read a story about a camper getting eaten by a bear.
Dude, I grew up reading not National Geographic, Reader's Digest, and like half of all Reader's Digests are always somebody getting ripped open by a bear. I swear to fucking
Christ.
Christ.
That one motherfucker. Like, granted, he asked for it.
The guy that lived with the bears?
Yeah,
he literally said, hey, I am a meal here for the taking. Whenever you're ready to eat me, come get me, bros.
Ugh, I've heard that recording. Sorry, I saw the documentary and I heard that recording.
Yeah.
No, the one I'm referring to happened recently where these campers saw a bear and they were like, shoo, shoo, and it went away. And then it came back and ate her. That is terrifying. Your story scares the shit out of me. Like,
well, we built the fire up afterward. Like, we stayed awake for hours after that. We did not go to sleep anytime soon after that. It was very hard to go to sleep after that.
Oh, yeah, I believe.
I mean, won't lie. Like, Corey said he watched it for a really long time because bears will wait to see if you stop paying attention.
Yeah.
So that's why he was out of the tent for so long. I obviously stayed inside the tent because, like, it was midsummer. I might have been butt-ass naked because there ain't nobody around except for the bears and the raccoons. So I wasn't leaving that tent because there was a bear out there.
Oh my gosh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, so God, he's big.
My husband feels like he did see a bear, or I'm sorry,
Bigfoot?
A Bigfoot.
I'm
okay, but it wasn't
slightly
a
jealous.
Bigfoot, it was a little one.
Oh,
like,
a little
okay,
oh,
okay, no, he swears by, oh no, he swears by this. Like, to this day, he was coming home from work, and he's like, a monkey just ran across the road. Dead ass. He's like, I was like, was it a dog? No, it was on 2 legs, and it was like oohing ahhing. I mean, it wasn't making the noises, but it wasn't walking like a human. It was walking like an ape. But he said it wasn't as big as you would expect Bigfoot to be. It was shorter than me, probably up to like my boobs.
Okay, so I read up on the like the Yetis and the other Asian like Bigfoots, and they have like 3 different kinds, and one of them's only 3 to 4 feet tall.
That's about how tall it was, and he said it had like kind of a body block of like a chimpanzee type.
Dude, like that explains so much. So like in the Yetis, like there's like 3 different kinds, right? There's the little ones, and then there's a bigger one that's like 6 to 8 feet tall, and then there's the biggest one that's like 10 to 15 feet tall. And when you listen to different like American versions of Bigfoot stories, they range in height, and there have been a couple of little ones, although they were thought to be like Bigfoot children. But maybe the like the Yeti is the OG Bigfoot, right? And so like that's why they know like this is this kind, this is this kind, this is this kind, because I believe in Pangea, so it makes sense to me too, because they would have separated up there, and so ours just evolved differently than theirs did.
Well, not only that, but Native Americans theorized Native Americans came about because people migrated from Asia or whatever by when it got really cold, like walking that to like
the land bridge, right?
Something like that. So maybe they walked with them. Fuck, that'd be a good scary movie. That'd be a good movie.
I bet there's a lot of good, scary Bigfoot movies. I can only find shitty Bigfoot movies, so I chose not to watch. Well, I mean, I love Harry and the Hendersons, but actually I got signed on to my buddy's Disney Plus account. Like, I didn't want to just, like, twice in 2 weeks randomly be like, so can you help me get back into your HBO account so I can watch the Game of Thrones show, and then can you help me get into Disney Plus? No, I'm in the HBO again. Like, that's why I had him get me in, was so I could start watching House of the Dragon. And then I went to watch Harry and the Hendersons, and I was out of his Disney Plus, and I was like, I don't want to be a shitbag friend who, like, only text you when I want into your stuff because you work for Cuba.
Jeez,
I don't want to be a shitty friend. So I was like, I know Harry and the Hendersons. I watched that movie so much growing up. I fucking love it.
It's so good, and I love my favorite part. Again, I love vegetarian.
Isn't he a pescatarian?
Yeah, he eats fish. He eats fish.
Which again, in the Mark Twain National Forest where I was, like, he would have been eating good. There were so many fish.
When he sees the mounted deer, and he's like, ah, and he's like trying to find the other half of it, and he insists that they bury all of them.
And you know what? He's right, because it needs to go back into the earth. Like, when you are stuffing, when you're like not letting it decompose and go back into the earth, you're stopping its life cycle, man. I'm sorry, I'm that kind of crunchy.
I think he takes like her dress, which has real fur on it.
Yeah,
I won't get into that.
Yeah.
But and she's like, no, he can't bury that. That's so expensive.
Right.
And he gets pissed.
John looking, I was like, just calm down, honey.
I know, that was so great.
He can eat us all.
It's a great movie.
I love that movie.
I do.
But
too.
I mean, so what it was funny. I was listening to several Bigfoot encounters as I was prepping for this, and a lot of them go like, Harry and the Hendersons is such a dangerous movie because it makes people go searching for Bigfoot and they're gonna get hurt because he's not friendly like that. And I mean,
I feel like you could use that argument for like Free Willy, or like
Oh my god.
You know,
Free Willy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Where were the parents? I can't.
Okay, fuck Free Willy because I don't like orcas.
They're
horrible.
I loved Free Willy growing up, but I really like the South Park episode way better.
I mean, like,
Willsiak.
I feel like you could totally use that argument. Like, that's dangerous. People are gonna get too close to that animal for literally anything. Like, a fox.
But people are. I mean, come on. How many memes are out there like, I will die because I the wrong kitty or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
People, like, they will approach dangerous things, like, because, like, we have this tendency as people to put humanistic qualities on things that are not human.
My groundhog, literally, I can't, like, he's my friend. You know what I mean?
But, I mean...
But a groundhog will rip your face off.
Mm.
I mean, they're kind of rude. They're kind of shitty. I didn't know that. Okay. I mean, they're really shitty. My dog won't go outside to go to the bathroom anymore. Because they're like...
It's, like, aggressive. Okay. Territorial, probably.
Uh-huh. And, like, raccoons, that's just a no-brainer. They actually will rip your face off. But I think people approach koalas. And they'll rip your face off. Like
poison. Oh my god. But, like, my point is, like, we put these human qualities on things that they don't have the human emotional thing going on.
Not even just animals, but objects as well.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was so upset when the Mars rover died. That was sad. Literally, his last words were, "It's getting dark."
Don't.
I know.
Me feel bad for a robot.
And it's a robot, so.
And it was, like, conscious.
But it was real. It was alive, though. It was.
Oh my god. This is why AI is dangerous, people. Don't give robots sentience, please.
Oh, they've already got it. Oh my god.
I can pretend. And see, for me, what's sad about the Mars rover dying and satellites in general is that we're just putting trash out in space. That's what we're doing. It's just space trash. We don't get it back.
There's just one more thing. I think there's just one Mars rover, and we're really hoping for a storm to blow to get it to turn back on. Because its thing got covered with dust.
Oh.
So that's why it died. Yeah. So if there's a big enough storm, it'll blow the dust. So
and it can recharge.
Yes. Fingers crossed.
Reincarnate!
Yeah, literally, he's like...
Coming later this season.
Oh my god, what if he woke up and was like, happy birthday?
Oh shit, coming like next week. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm pitching next week's episode of Reincarnation.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited about that. Anyway, I do think that Bigfoot has feelings.
Yeah, I do think that Bigfoot has feelings.
Not.
I do not think that the 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film was real, though. What about you?
I don't even want to believe because it's so bad.
I don't believe it. It's like Hi, wave at the camera. It just doesn't look right. It doesn't. Don't hate us, guys. If you believe,
It's
like,
not.
sorry.
I know you don't.
I believe in Bigfoot. I just don't believe in that film, you know. And I feel like somebody came out saying it was a hoax, didn't they? I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's like a timeline switch thing, because I couldn't find too much on it being a hoax. But I swear to God, I watched a thing where like it was totally admitted to being a hoax. But
I mean,
I don't know. I don't buy it. It doesn't look right, you know.
Not at all.
I don't know. I believe in Bigfoot. So, do you believe? Okay, so here's my belief in Bigfoot. Right, I believe that Bigfoot is like a species unto its own. Right, like it's not part human and something else. I think it is a species, possibly one of the other hominid species that existed coinciding with Homo sapiens, and then they like went off, or maybe it's some kind of. I mean, that makes the most sense from what kind of species it is, but I think it's a species unto itself. So like, because I hear different stories like different colorations, different kind of eyes, different kind of face put together, different kind of structure, but the bodies for the most part are put together the same, other than some being more like muscly and some being more lanky, just like people are. And so like I equate them very much to like all of those sightings are probably different kinds of Bigfoots, because Bigfoots would evolve differently in different areas, right? Like it would make sense that some have darker hair because of where they live and
closer
the foliage,
to the equator,
or closer to the equator, and some would have lighter hair in the snow like Yetis, right? And then additionally, because I was listening to a lot of things where it almost seemed like the darkest haired Sasquatches are like the prime of life ones, and that the younger ones and the older ones seem to have lighter skin and or fur.
It makes me wonder if their hair is gray. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like the older ones, I heard a lot of like silver, but they like looked really old, like definitely mature. And then like the ones that were like aggressive and in the prime of their life, like very much dark haired, and like this one little one that I heard a story about it falling into a pit, it seemed to be like the skin color was lighter than the adults. So it's like I wonder if they get darker as they get older, because like some animals, like when you think like lions, they look different as cubs, like their fur is different as cubs than it is as an adult. And I don't know.
Now,
so I just wonder what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I could see that. Because it's very similar, I think, for
like with people. Yeah.
Now, do you think that Bigfoot is intelligent?
Yes, I think they can like make decisions. I do feel like whether they are simply a biological creature, and I really don't think they are simply a biological creature. I think they would be something more than, okay, like Loch Ness monsters, something more than just a biological creature. And I think that they would be able to make decisions and discern things. I also think they would act on animal instincts sometimes, right? Just like some people have a better control over themselves than others. I think some Sasquatches probably have a better control over their animal instincts than others. But like in general, like there's something in between a biological creature and a spiritual creature.
Right.
Like, and I don't know how that works, but that's my belief. Can you guys make sense of that?
I like the idea of the Sasquatch. First of all, before I get into that, there is a show, or there used to be a show called Hunting Sasquatch. And it was on the Travel Channel. Yeah. I don't think they ever found him. But
there's a lot of those shows. I don't like most of them. I like Les Stroud's Sasquatch show, but...
my question about him being intelligent goes along with, I think mermaids are intelligent. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think mermaids are real, first of all, and they're intelligent, and they hide from us because we're shitty.
Yep. Agreed on all counts.
Bigfoot intelligent enough to choose to hide from us, to not reveal itself because we're dangerous? Or is it an instinct thing, like deer run and hide?
I think they evolved along with Homo sapiens and watched how dangerous we are. Truly, I
Like
think
the
they
tribe-
know. Huh?
There's that tribe in India that is completely uncontacted, or on an island just off India, uncontacted. They're very aggressive. You cannot go on the island. Some guy did because he wanted to convert them to Christianity and ended up being killed. And
Did they
possibly
eat him?
Possibly eaten. There's no way to tell because you can't go on the island to find his body. But they drug his body away. And that was that. Or like the Green Inferno.
Oh my god, that movie.
Oh, I don't even want to get into that. I'm gonna have anxiety.
No, I'm not. I've seen it twice, but not the biggest fan. Because like we watched it once, and then it was like, oh, I don't think we've watched this, and we were watching it. And we were like halfway through it, and we're like, oh, we've seen this.
I don't like movies
then,
like that. But anyway, the point is uncontacted tribes.
Yeah.
They're uncontacted. They haven't evolved since like so and so BC.
Right.
So would you say Sasquatch is similar to where they haven't been contacted, so they haven't evolved? Or they, I mean, granted, the tribe chooses not to be contacted as well. Oh.
I feel like they have evolved in their own way. What?
That just reminds me of this guy.
Oh, I was like, for a second, I thought like it had stopped recording because I looked up in the middle of seconds, and I was like, how long has it been off?
No, I'm just like, speaking of uncontacted tribes, the last survivor of an uncontacted tribe died.
Oh, so they're extinct.
They're completely extinct. His entire tribe had been killed. Probably, it was in the Amazon, so probably from people who cut down trees. Because fuck you, people that cut down trees.
Right?
Anyway, and that goes, never mind, I'm not going to go that far because we have a Washington, D.C. listener. But anyway, yeah, they were killed. And he was the only one, and he still did not want to be contacted. So people had been watching him from afar, recording him from afar, observing him from afar. And
that seems kind of true and showish, but okay.
Oh, I know, it's actually really sad. And he passed away in his sleep from natural causes. And they found him because they noticed, hey, he hasn't come out in a while. So they finally went up and a tribe is extinct now.
That's fucking sad.
It is very sad. Oh my god, I hope there's
sad.
Bigfoot families.
Like, I totally believe they're families.
Oh,
like, I think they are, like I said, there's something, they're a biological creature, but they're also a fake creature, just like me.
Right. I feel that way about Nessie, too.
Yeah, same, exactly. And so, I think that they have evolved in their own way. Just like I say, like, I think they can be, like, something along the lines of spiritual. Like, are they just like humans? No. Does that mean they're not evolved? No. They evolved in their own way. We've evolved too fast for our own good. I think they know better.
Too slow.
I think they know better.
Oh, you think they know better?
Well, yeah. I mean, our evolution has been terrible for the world. I mean,
absolutely.
Like, it's just, and like, our evolution has outpaced the evolution of everything else, which has made it a more dangerous world for everything else.
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw a lot of roadkill today, and it makes me sad.
Yeah,
I hate it.
I have a lot of thoughts on people and animals. You know,
Yeah.
I really do. And trees.
But- So, speaking of trees, let's get back off of a depressing subject in Bigfoot, because this is our season 2 premiere. So, do you think that Bigfoot knocks on trees to scare people away, or do you think it's a way that they communicate with each other, and it just happens to be heard by people that are out in the woods, in those areas, and it has nothing to do with the people themselves?
I actually have my complete own theory on that.
Okay.
So, I don't know if you know this, I'm sure you do, because you're a Pan follower or Seromos follower. Pan likes to scare or scream, which is where the name Panic came from, I'm pretty sure.
I love where you're going with this.
So I think that is Bigfoot, spiritually speaking, is
He's in the realm of Pan.
incarnation, that's what it's called, of Pan or Seronos or a nature spirit, and so they knock when they see people, probably doing things they shouldn't be doing, maybe like littering, pissing on a tree, you know what I mean? Or they're afraid that they're going to, so they...
I love that you bring that up because you said pan yells, right? Have you heard that Bigfoot is said to, his yell is said to be like a sound like it, you feel it.
Oh, I believe it, absolutely.
So like I think that goes perfectly together because like his noises are said to like paralyze people and shit. And that would make very like godlike, you know what I mean? Like that.
I don't know if everybody has felt this. I felt this presence in the woods from the time I was very young, from the time I was a baby probably. My great-grandmother owned 150 acres. And, you know, eventually when she passed away, it got split up between the 7 sisters and the brother. Yeah, you heard that right. But everybody still allows other people to go on their property, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
So I literally grew up running through the woods during the day. I grew up, you know, playing in the woods, in this specific set of woods. And in this specific set of woods, I've been in the woods alone. You know, we've all gone off, done our own thing. And there's a presence there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And like you're being watched.
Like you're being watched, and I can absolutely... I just closing my eyes with that presence and how strong that presence is, I can see it screaming or making a noise. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. We, when I was a little kid in Houston, we had this patch of woods. It's not there anymore because I went to take my kids by my old house and the woods are gone. But there was a patch of woods that if you walked through the woods, like, I don't know, probably like a half mile or something, on the other side of the woods were stables and a swimming pool. And at the horse stables is where my cat had decided she was going to go live after she was tired being around all her babies that she'd had at our house. Like literally, she had however many kittens, and we got rid of most of them and kept 4. And then she had another set of kittens, and then she moved out, and we were stuck with the cats.
That is so funny.
Yeah, yeah. But we kept her 4 original kittens and like got homes for all the others. And those 4 cats I grew up with. But she was a tailless cat named Spanky, and I fucking loved her. And I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I used to walk through the woods all the time to go visit Spanky at the stables because she would rather live with the horses and eat the mice in the stables than be at home with all them children. And as a mother, I understand that. but as a child, I just loved my tailless cat because 2 of her kittens were tailless.
Oh, girl, that's awesome.
Yeah, Cleo, and he was my cat. Star. He ran away when we brought him to show and tell for kindergarten. I was devastated. But like, there were 2 long-haired cats that we kept. It was Blossom and Heaven, and that was a boy and a girl. And then the 2 tailless cats that we kept, Cleo and Morning Star, something like that. I don't know, I named him. Look at me being all like cutesy as a 3-year-old. But I loved that cat. Anyway, but I used to walk through those woods to go see Spanky, and I wasn't afraid, but I always like... It's a weird feeling. I didn't feel like I was alone. Yeah, it is a weird feeling.
It's not necessarily
It's not
fear.
unsettling, right? Yeah. I mean, it can be unsettling.
Right.
I didn't find it unsettling as a child, like you might. As an older person, like as a teenager who's seen a lot of horror movies and stuff, I did find it unsettling. I'm back to no longer finding it unsettling. But as a little kid, like, it was normal to me. Like, people go, you what? You walked through the woods?
I think it depends on where you go, whether or not it's unsettling. For me, where I was not unsettling because I'm on 150 acres.
And it's all your family's land.
And it's all my family's land. There's no one going to be there. Now, if I went to Wildcat Glades and was walking in the woods and got that feeling, I'd definitely be unsettled.
Yeah, I guess that
You
does
know
make
what I
sense,
mean?
because I mean these were woods I walked in like my whole life, because the tennis courts that we used to go play on, you had to walk through the woods to get there.
Good God, Amber, we got tennis courts, we got horses, we got pools. That sounds
it was
fucking nice.
Yeah, it was.
It sounds really nice.
Yeah, it was the Ravensway. I don't know, like it wasn't the community center exactly, but something like that. I mean, it was a community pool, the Staples. They weren't a community stables necessarily. I don't know how the stables worked because I was 5. But yeah, the tennis courts were there, and that was community. The basketball courts were over there. That was community.
That's nice.
Yep, yep.
I wish we had something like that
Suburbs
around
of
here.
Houston.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I enjoyed it. Yeah, and I mean we've got the basketball courts up at Cunningham. I don't think. But the community pools do cost money. My parents probably did have to pay like a fee for us, but we took swimming lessons there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and when I was in high school, I used to wear my sister's Ravensway Racers T-shirt because like she was 8 when she was on the swim team, so I was 16, and it was a cute little like nobody had this shirt. And it was like yellow and it had black ravens on it because we were the Ravensway Racers, and I never swam for that swimming team because my brother and sister told me that a scary monster lived in the deep end of the pool. So,
oh my gosh, that's so bad. It was
my
Bigfoot.
coach my coach wouldn't let me compete because I would not go that. Nope. I was afraid of the deep end, no matter how hard they tried. And my brother and sister thought that shit was hilarious because they knew why, and they'd just be laughing because they were on the same swim team. Good times being the youngest kid. Good times. You were the oldest.
I was the oldest.
Yeah. My sister or my brother told me about toe jam tea once.
Ew.
Yeah. I wonder if Bigfoots do that to, like, do they have, like, what kind of community do Bigfoots live in? Do they just live in family groups? Or do you think they live in, like, bigger communities?
You know, is
Or do
it
you
like
think it's
deer where they live in, like, a thing? Like
Right.
a herd?
For
Or is it
protection?
like a tribe?
Right.
I would like to think it's more like a tribe.
I would think so. I would think they don't live in single family units. I would think it's like multiple family units are involved, and that, you know, the bigger Bigfoot kids pick on the littler Bigfoot kids because that's what you do.
Right.
Because it, like, you know, it makes them grow up bigger or something. I don't fucking know. Bigfoots. How do they play, guys? How do you think Bigfoots interact with each other? Do you think they have their own language? Do you think they use sign language? Do you think that, okay, so tree knocking is the one thing.
You're right.
I learned about tree knotting, where one way that you look for Bigfoot is if, like, trees or shrubs have, like, almost been, like, twisted together, like, to make it's an obvious thing. And they believe it's a territorial thing of Bigfoot's. So that would have to be for other Bigfoots, right?
I would think so, but truth be told, when I see those, I think that's the thing. But
I mean, this is like
Bigfoot is a type of the thing.
Like with tree trunks, like, or
Twisted.
yeah. You
I've
think
seen
that they
things-
do that?
Oh, absolutely. I personally think so.
Well,
Or-
these are
well,
like
actually-
broken twisted. Like they don't grow twisted.
Oh, they're broken.
It's like some saplings that some great giant has taken and woven together. To my understanding, I've never seen them, but that's my understanding of what they are, from what I read. Because it's definitely not grown, because it mentions, like, you know, breaking of branches and things like that. So like, there's definitely like breaks.
Then
and
I
stuff
think that would be
involved.
more of a physical thing, like.
But like, do you think it would be to ward off other Bigfoots, or like
It
something
could be
to
a
a
spiritual
message?
thing for them. We don't know if they have.
Yeah, they do. They have
or
religion.
practice.
Like elephants do.
Oh yeah, exactly. Maybe
That's
it's
a good point.
Maybe it's a spiritual thing for protection.
Because I was just wondering if it's like,
protecting people from humans.
you know, like, is it like the Fey Mafia? Is the Bigfoot telling the deer in the area, "I'm your protector"? Versus, or maybe they do live in tribes, so it's like this Bigfoot tribe does this, this Bigfoot tribe does this. I don't know.
Well, I'm curious on what everybody else thinks of
Yeah.
Bigfoot. Please let us know. Because, yeah, Bigfoot's
I know. Like, I could probably just chit-chat about Bigfoots for a long time. Missouri has its very own Bigfoot.
Yeah,
Where?
it does.
Momo. The Missouri Monster Momo. And he's a black Bigfoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which kind of goes really well with the fact that we have black bears.
Yes, it
around
does.
here.
It does. And, like, he's one of the Bigfoots that they mention has no neck, which I like, makes me think
Oh
of,
my god, that guy from fucking 90 Day Fiance. I don't know if you know what I'm talking
I
about.
don't.
Oh my
I
God.
was
Big
thinking
Ed.
of Looney Tunes.
Oh.
Like, you know the red
I
monster?
will show you a picture of Big Ed. I'm sorry, I have to.
How
do you
fine,
know?
but do you know the Looney Tunes, like, red, hairy monster?
Yes!
That's what I think of when I hear about the Bigfoots with no neck. I think of that monster, and then I go, was that supposed to be a Bigfoot? And I just never understood as a kid.
I
if
think
you
it is
know,
a Bigfoot.
if you know, let me know. I want to know. Also, what do you guys think of our new setup, YouTube? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, like, we worked for you, just for you. Literally, because Anchor only hears us, and, well, I mean, whatever Anchor sends shit out to, because Anchor's not a podcast platform, it's just a podcast recording platform, but Spotify, Apple, iTunes, whatever. Wow!
It's okay, he's already a meme. Like, you know what? He's a jackass, too. I'm sorry.
you
That's
can't.
why he's a meme. I know. You can't look like that.
Yeah.
No! You should see in the videos. He has told this beautiful girl, beautiful Philippines girl who he's met and is dating, and he's like, I don't like hairy legs. They're unattractive. And you need to brush your teeth. This motherfucker! Yes! So when you said
No,
neck-
boy!
So when you said no neck, that was my
Oh,
go-to.
look at him with his shirt off like he thinks he's some big shit.
And he lied to this motherfucker.
That looks photoshopped as fuck.
It was one of those situations where they met online and then they met on person. This motherfucker told her he was 6'2".
6'2" Oh, wait, foot. There's a foot in there still. No. Fucking shitbag. Wow.
Yeah, no, he's a
God.
dick. Oh, he's so shitty.
So what is you guys' favorite depiction of Bigfoot? Let us know on Twitter at Classiest Witches. Or I guess you can't send us pictures on Instagram, but you can see us on Instagram.
Right, at Witches Talking Tarot.
Yes.
And comment and like this video.
Yes, on YouTube. And what do you think? Let us know. If you've watched before and now you're watching again, differences, feedback, always appreciated. Make sure to check out our candles on Patreon because they smell so good.
They really do. I
And-
had mine lit earlier.
Yeah,
My
and
addition.
after 3 consecutive months of top tier patronage, you get one candle, and then after 5 months, you get your second candle, and in the meantime, you get a bunch of other cool merch too. Check out our Patreon at Witches Talk. I guess it's patreon.com/witchestalkingtarot, and you can see what I'm talking about.
Speaking of Patreon, hi Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
Melissa, you're still the number one.
Yay! We love you. We appreciate you as always.
All right. Well,
yeah.
we'll see you next time. We'll be talking about werewolves.
So check us out Thursday, and thanks for coming to sit with us for a spell. Bye. Do the thing, remote. Okay, well, hi YouTube. You get to see me up close.